Hi there, Gary here. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my spice cupboard. Today it's going to be curried lamb. I have my own spice blend that I make, but you don't need to do that. You can buy many prepared good curry spices. Use whatever you want. And we'll see how this goes today. Thanks for joining in. Let's get cooking. Here we go. Well, this is my first video of me cooking. I haven't a clue how this is going to work out. I have this device so that I can rotate the camera as I'm doing things. I am new to this. It won't be smooth, but hopefully tasty. Anyways, today it's about curried lamb. Yeah. Oops. Not everyone likes that. I'm going to the fridge. And I've chosen this because lamb was on sale. This is New Zealand lamb. It says fresh shoulder back chops value pack. And I'm going to show you. That is $10.25. There's 4 chops in there. Definitely enough for Arlene and I. And I'm going to introduce you, if I can get this camera right, to one of my knives. I bought this knife from a guy in Newmarket. His name is Tufik. Newmarket Blade Sharpening or Sharpology. He's known by a few different names. His first name is Tufik. He's a great guy. Anyways, I bought a couple of specialty knives, and the one I'm going to show you this is a bone cutting knife. I'm going to chop through the blades. I've used it on chicken. I haven't used it on lamb before. So we're going to see how well that chops in just a second. First, I'm going to grab this is an amazing pot. Cast iron. I think I paid $25 for it. Where did I get it? Facebook Marketplace. And it was rusty and it looked awful. And so I got out my sandpaper, actually, cleaned the rust off it, re-seasoned it. And, you know, a pot like this, I don't know, it goes for around $80 to $100 easily. I think this is an older one. But the thing about cast iron is they last forever. And I love it. So I'm going to put on the stove on a lowish heat. I have a gas stove, so the window is cracked open. I always have the window open a crack when I'm using the stove. I would also typically have the exhaust fan on, but I don't want the sound of that to interfere with the video. So let's see if I can do this. Let's chop some lamb. So lamb curry, I want pieces of lamb, and I cook with the bone in because that's flavor. Anyways, let's see if I can do this. Nope. Try it again. Nope. Try it again, Gare. I think I'm there. Works better on chicken, I'll tell you that. There we go. Snap. The thing about this knife, and it does work really well on chicken, by the way, is it works great on chicken. I like cooking with bone in. Did I say this already? It just gives more flavor. So let's see. I'm going to cut here. Beautiful pieces. Look at that. I'm going to take a little bit of fat off. And this is what I do. I like to cook. More so I like to eat. We're not into the fat. Fat is also flavor, so you're not going to get rid of all of it. But just kind of, for me, the excess. Let's see what I can do here. First, cut through that. Let's see if I can cut through that bone. There we go. One chop. I'm still getting used to this knife. It does one heck of a job. Let's see. There we go. Right through. And we got a couple more to go. Taking some of that fat off. Anyways, you get the picture. This is going to go into the pot in a moment. Let's see. Ooh. Can I break it? Yes. Yes. Sydney was hanging around a little earlier with the noise of the chopping. He's gone into the bedroom. But he's okay. He'll be back. Look at these beautiful pieces. Boom. Are you a cook, a clean as you go kind of person? Or do you leave the mess, everything for the end? I'm a clean as I go. So I'm going to wash my knife. I do love this knife. I can take a whole chicken and go chop, 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 chop. And it does an amazing job. And I'll cook with the whole chicken bone in. And it'll be really flavorful. Okay, so that pot, and it's hot all around, so you really want to be careful. I'm going to add a bit of oil. Not much. Not much, because it's a seasoned pan and there's fat in the food, in the lamb. So it doesn't take much oil. And in fact, you put it in, and I'm just going to give it a bit of a wipe around. And one of the reasons I like using a pot like this is it keeps most of the grease inside when it's cooking and splattering. So here we go. hope you can hear that. Beautiful pieces of lamb and getting some color on it. I must wash my hands a million times when I'm cooking. I'm going to grab, I don't know, is this boring? Or are you enjoying this? Let me know in the comments. Like I said, this is a first go round. And I don't know how long to make a video for. Whether you want to see literally me go through all of this or cut and edit. So let me know. I've always spent my social work career asking people what was helpful. Was my introduction too long? Did we need more time together? Did I make sense? How did you feel? Where we live, this isn't recycling. Did I make sense? So I asked people, and it always formed how I practiced. And so now, you know, I sincerely want to know from you what you think of this video. That's a blade, right? That's a blade. It looks like a half of a cleaver, but it's thicker than a cleaver. And because of that, it goes through. I'm not going to add a lot of veg. I'm just going to add 1 onion and carrot. To the curried lamb. Now, you know, people hear curry, and for the uninitiated, their thinking goes to hot and spicy. And that's a myth. Curry is the flavor combination of about 5+ spices. Here's another knife. I got this one also off Facebook Marketplace. It is quite a sharp, heavy-duty chef knife. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, a combination of about 5 spices. And you don't have to add any heat. You want it hot? Add more cayenne or whatever pepper sauce you happen to like. Don't want it hot? Don't add heat, but get the flavor of the curry. And even there, when you are making your own, and whether you actually make your own curry blend, as I do, or you buy a blend, there too, just add as little or as much as you want. You can always add. You can't take it back out. So when you are cooking, put in, you know, just a little bit of curry. Let it cook for a while. And taste it. You want more flavor? Add more. You want less? Well, you'll know for next time. So I got that chopped up. This is how I prepare an onion. These have been sitting under the counter a little too long. They're not the most gorgeous. However, I don't even like that side. That will do, but let's grab another. Let's grab another. When I bent over, did my bum appear in frame? I won't know until I edit this a bit. This is a better onion. The lamb is cooking nicely. I don't know, you see those professional cooking shows. Everything's already laid out, done. Look at us. You get to see me muddle through. I didn't like that part on that onion, so it's gone. But you don't need to be the most experienced chef in the world to do this stuff. Now, I like cutting some of my onions small and also having larger pieces as well. And I happen to like a lot of onions, so I'm cooking to my taste. You cook to your taste. Let's see here. All right. I gotta be careful because this is hot. It's just, I don't know if you can see, the lamb is just sitting in the bottom of the pan, getting some color on it. I'm gonna get some tongs. And I'm also gonna start boiling some water. Because once this gets color on it, we're going to cover it with, no, I'm going to throw in the onions and cook them for a while with this. We're going to wind up covering this with water, some chicken stock, curry, and it's going to cook on a low heat for several hours. Ooh, let's see here. That has nice color on it. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. I enjoy this. To me, it's almost meditative to cook. I find it very relaxing. Arlene loves that I cook, let's face it. All right, what do I want next? Let me get some chicken stock, some curry powder. One day I'll do a video on how I make my curry powder. And I also want some garlic to go in with that. So I'm gonna grab a couple cloves, garlic, move my onions out of the way. I cut off the bottom part, give it a smash, The rest of the skin comes off the clove. Get rid of all the stuff we don't want to eat. So this guy, Tufik, from Sharpology or Newmarket Blade Sharpening, got a few different names. Tufik is his personal name, his real name. Anyways, I took his knife sharpening course, I think in the fall. I'm losing track of time. So I learned how to properly sharpen knives. I have all the equipment for that. And so my kitchen knives are sharp. They're like razors. So you got to be careful. Sorry, you can't quite see what I'm doing there. Do that. Give that garlic a good smush. Pull it together. And then slowly chop. Have I ever cut my fingers? Yeah. But it's been a while. Hope I didn't just jinx myself. The real trick is to keep the blade against your knuckles, not your fingertips, where you're going to chop through. But by doing that, your fingertips are actually out of the way. And again, I'm no chef. This is just stuff I picked up by watching professional chefs. I remember as a kid, I enjoyed, and by the way, you can make your garlic as fine or as coarse as you want. This is somewhat coarse, but that's how I think I want it today. Okay. I clean my knife. Like I said, clean as I go. Anyways, watch The Galloping Gourmet. What do I want to do next? I want to add this bit of veg. I was a kid, you know, when that show was on. And so I guess even as a kid, I enjoyed it. The Galloping Gourmet, he would come into scene in the studio kitchen, and I think he would jump over a chair on his way in. Hence the Galloping Gourmet, I guess. His wife, Trina, I think was her name. So there's the onion. There's the garlic. And here is the bit of carrot. And I'm going to grab a wooden spoon. And I'm going to give that a stir. There we go. You know, I forgot there was something else I can add. And this is how I cook. I forgot. I cook by forgetting. So I'm going to let that veg cook in a bit. But then I forgot. I'm going to go here to the fridge to grab it. Fresh ginger. Yeah. Whoops. See if I can set this camera right. That'll do it. So I'm going to cut a knob. Then I'm going to cut off the peel. I could use the peeler if I want. I'm just using the knife edge. It works well. And so this is 1/2 centimeter thick knob of ginger. And I'm kind of shaving it thin. There we go. Then I'm going to cut through that. So that's like slivers of ginger. And into the pot. So fresh ginger, fresh garlic. I wish my onions were fresher. And carrot. And there's a bit of color on the lamb. Now, you know what? I'm not a fussy cook. I don't need to brown the onions or have them cooked this way. If I put them in like this, you know, and the water and the liquid, and they're still going to cook. They're still going to be tasty. So when you're cooking and the recipe says do this, do that, unlike baking, there's no forgiveness in baking. What is with my camera? It keeps falling down. Yeah, not enough strength. I'm going to have to look at that. Unlike baking, there's no forgiveness in baking. You really got to get the proportions right to get something to rise and whatnot. But with cooking, there's forgiveness. You don't need to get it perfect. So I'm now going to add some liquid. And again, you know, I wasn't thinking. I'm concentrating on this video, which heaven knows. I would have put the curry in first. However, I'm going to put it in last. This is Knorr chicken stock. This isn't a commercial. I'm not an influencer yet. But I'm going to put in roughly a tablespoon. You can use beef, you can use chicken stock, you can use veg stock, whatever you want. That's my salt, by the way. I'm not adding salt to this. There's enough salt in this to keep it going. Now, I don't know if the spoon fits. Yes. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of my curry powder. There we go. And I'm just going to mix that all in. Oh my goodness, this stuff smells so good. So we got onion, garlic, ginger, curry powder. There is nothing that gives off heat. Ginger has a little heat built into it, but nothing much. But I haven't added a hot spice to this yet. So let's see. I can taste the lamb. The broth is starting. It needs a bit more curry powder for me. I'm mixing that in. You don't need to do this with lamb, by the way. You can do it with chicken. You can do it with fish, but be careful with fish. It's delicate and it'll break apart. So you don't want to be moving it around much if you're doing that. That's it for now. I'm going to put a lid on it and let it simmer for a couple hours. Thanks for following.